So minutes away from a potential fourth win on the bounce for Halifax. Dramatic late victory at Odsal a week last Friday. And Halifax this afternoon, pretty much the same as they were at Odsal. Heroic performance. James Woodburn-All is at full back. Lachlan Walmsley, James Saltonstall on the wings. Zach McComb, Joe Arundel the centres. Louis Jouffre and Joe Keys in the halves. Adam Tangata, Brandon Moore and Dan Money. The front row, second row made up of Ben Kavanagh and Matt Garside. And Jacob Fairbank makes the starting lineup before an appearance at the tribunal on Tuesday. Easy to recognise with the gift that Sam Hallis left him across the top of his eye in that game when he got sent off in virtually the first minute of that match. Did Ben Fairbank. Nothing to report for Sam Hallis, but we'll have to see what the tribunal say about Jacob Fairbank next week. And not only did Halifax win at Odsal, but the week before, Barrow, today's opponent, travelled down. And they also won 23-22. And a reverse of fortunes normally, as it was against Halifax, Lilly kicking a drop goal. Well, he's won many a game on the back of a drop goal as Jordan Lilly. But it was Jared Samet, the 35-year-old veteran, who's been around a few years now in plying his trade in the UK, started his career with the Penrith Panthers in Australia. He will guide this team round the field. He's a live wire, he's a loose cannon, he's much like Jouffre, a bit of an X-factor player, a very talented one. Had a season at Wigan, played over 20 games. A lot of time in London, 2 spells I think with the London Broncos. The rest of the Barrow team this afternoon, Luke Cresswell at full back. T. Ritson and Shane Toll the wingers. Shane Toll, the younger of the 2 Toll brothers in Barrow. Dan not playing this afternoon. Jack Croft, who's just extended his loan period from Wakefield, in the centres with Gary Wheeler, with a lot of Super League experience with Saints Warrington, and also had a season with Toronto, so plenty of experience in the Super League experience. In the centres for Barrow, Jake Carter and Sam at the half-backs. Jake Carter, a former Raiders under-19, and father Darren played for the Barrow Raiders in the 1980s. Carl Forster, Josh Wood, Ellis Gillam, the front row for Barrow, Danny Langtree, Jared Stack, another Australian in the Barrow side, and Anton Ayaria on the makes up the starting run on side for Barrow. Nathan Mossop, Sam Brooks, a man who spent time with Halifax, Charlie Emsley and Samuel Essay, another Wakefield player on loan at the Barrow Raiders, make up the replacement for Paul Crary's side. So the players taking up positions. Halifax moving up the table a little bit more after that win at Odsal. Now moved into 7th place, above the Bulls and above the Vikings and above the level with points with those teams, it's only the scoring difference. And Newcastle Thunder, who they will play next Saturday afternoon, Halifax. Barrow, 5 wins, a draw and 2 losses from their 8 games. Well, they were the surprise package at the start of the season. They were brought back down to earth a bit last week, hammered by Featherstone 58 points to 6. And we're looking for a better return in West Yorkshire this week, while Halifax will look to continue their winning streak as Tangata drives it forward. Chris Kendall, this afternoon's referee. Jacob Fairbank up to the 40-metre line and wrestled to the ground by 3 defenders. Dan Murray drives it in, inviting the defence to bring him down, which they do just inside the Halifax half, and back to Jouffre for the kick. Just got it away before he was caught by the Raiders defender, who was Danny Langtree. So Barrow bringing it forward. Ritson, Barrow's top try scorer this season with 11 so far. Oh, that ball goes loose. Who's going to get it first? It's Cresswell that goes back for it, and Cresswell with a stepping run eventually into the arms of Jacob Fairbank. And back with the big boppers in the middle of the field. I'll try and make the yards for Barrow. Halifax moving up in one line. 3 defenders. Making an early tackle without too much gain from the Barrow side. That's a good gain though, with Barrow runner stepping out of the tackle. Ellis Gillam. Josh Wood gets it away, and Samet is clattered as soon as he gets the ball there. Halifax will have done their own work on Samet and know what he's capable of doing. And again, Halifax moving out very quickly. Matt Garside into the contact first. Brandon Moore and Dan Murray following up. Samet, a little kick out towards the wingers. Lachlan Walmsley not really under any pressure. Tackled when he got the ball, but makes it safe for Halifax. Arundel up to the 20-metre line. Saltonstall will look for a way through. 2 men to stop him. Jouffre to Fairbank, and Fairbank charging into another tackle from 3 red-shirted defenders. Garside to Jouffre. Jouffre being tackled by Gary Wheeler. Back to the kick for Joe Keys. We'll look for an awkward bounce and a swirl, but doesn't get it. Ritson comes in off the wing to pick it up and run it back. Gets to the 30-metre line. Samet moves into half-back. Turns it to the right-hand side. Finding Jack Croft, but nowhere for Croft to go on his own on that far side of the field. And again, as it was last time, another good run. This time Jared Stack takes it up to the 40. Samet with a pass. And Halifax hanging off Forster there. Josh Wood turns it to the right hand side. Ellis Gillam to Jared Samet. Samet gets it out to Jared Stack, who has another go at the Halifax defence, but they close him down quickly this time. And it's last tackle. Samet kicks through on the floor. Picked up by Wood Bernal, who tries to get away, but too many defenders around him, but he's made it safe for Halifax. Lachlan Walmsley, who perhaps will be more prominent now the pitches are becoming a little bit drier and a little bit firmer. Zach McComb takes it up to the Halifax 30. Moore waits half back, gives it to Fairbank. Fairbank dummies, sends Tangata away, but keeps hold of the ball, makes it to 3 metres from halfway. Brandon Moore switches the right hand side, Gar side, and straightens up through the middle. Hand in the air from the referee again, signalling the last tackle. Pressure on Jouffre, but it's his quick away, and there's all sorts of pressure on the full-back Cresswell there. Well, 3 men in front of him, bearing him down, and Shane Toll going across the field in the Barrow red zone. Halifax trying to make the progress difficult as they get over the 20 metre line on this play. The ball, Ritson runs the ball up. Former Workington player is Ritson. I think he's Samet just kicks it down the touchline, happy to put Halifax back and trying to force the ball out of their own half. Probably not gone as far as he'd like, but Halifax will be glad of the possession. Barrow look like they might be glad of the little bit of rest back while the ball comes back into play. Fairbank plays the ball. Saltonstall coming in off the wing, but the forwards there and waiting as ever for the Halifax runner. Murray gets it away to Walmsley. Halifax wingers trying to help out the forwards, and Brandon Moore. Well, Halifax gets 6 more tackles. Halifax supporters wanted a penalty for the way that tackle was made. I thought it was illegal, the previous one. Joe Keys to Kavanagh. Kavanagh takes Halifax back into the Barrow half, and Jacob Fairbanks carries it on with 10 or 11 metres further, edging up towards that Barrow red zone. Joe Keys to Dan Murray. Murray is tackled on the 20 metre line. He's got up and played it quickly. McComb to Keys. Brandon Moore gets it out to Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall against Samet, and Samet gets Halifax fullback at the second attempt, but it's the last tackle again, and Jouffre has gone to the corner looking for Walmsley, and Walmsley is up there again. He gets up high enough, but ball comes down in Barrow hands, and Ritson has to be smart there to get away from his own try line. Managed to do it by about 5 metres. Halifax making the tackles. Barrow getting over the 20 metre line out of their own red zone. Josh Wood, who's did a couple of games on loan for Halifax. Lively player. Josh Wood, former Wakefield man. And it goes back to Samet, who's downtown kick, forces Walmsley back into his own red zone, and a chance for Walmsley to challenge himself against the Barrow defence. Well, unsuccessful on that rate. On that run, it was a big hit. Saltonstall has managed to just get Halifax back in Raiders territory. 9 minutes gone, no score. Fairbank, whoa, what a pass for Murray, and Murray gets it to Jouffre, and Dan Murray has sent Louis Jouffre darting away under the post, but Jacob Fairbank's pass, Saltonstall's initial run took Halifax over halfway, and then Fairbank with the run and the pass put Murray in a perfect gap. Cresswell 2-on-1, and Dan Murray knew he couldn't get there, but gave it to Jouffre, and he goes under the post. And Halifax lead 4 points to 0. with Joe Keys under the post. That should surely turn to 6. That's on 10 minutes. That Halifax have finally broken the deadlock. Well, they've kept Barrow for the most part out of the Halifax half of the field with the ball. And you can't really say turning pressure into points, not from halfway. But the pass from Jacob Fairbank, aiming for the 2 defenders. And both going for Fairbank, making the mistake of leaving a gap in the middle through which Dan Murray exploded when he got the ball. And Louis Jouffre, like all good halfbacks, following up and receiving the pass that sent him away under the post from probably about 25 metres out. And Samet will restart with a spinning kick. Jouffre underneath it. Give it to Woodburn Hall. Tangata. They're ready to run it out, and Halifax 15 metres away from the line. Woodburn Hall fancies another go, and Halifax will get a penalty. Barrow a little bit too keen there, see the referee Chris Kendall. Halifax will have a penalty for offside. And a kick which puts them back on the halfway line. Well, I don't think Barrow will be keeping their eyes on Fairbank this time. They'll go in, they'll make the tackle, but Murray's off again, looking to punch holes in the Raiders' defence. Brandon Moore, Fairbank's off again, gives it to Tangata this time. But the Barrow defence obviously sensed that Fairbank was going to pass again. We're waiting for Tangata. Oh, Joe Keys has opened the defence up. Oh, only just brought down. Good tackle from Wood. Murray, Fairbank passes again. Tangata goes for the line. And Tangata's down, and Halifax have a second try. On 13 minutes, Adam Tangata crashes over. Well, the Barrow defence, I think they thought they'd done the work when they stopped Dan Murray, and they didn't fall for the pass off Fairbank that time. But Adam Tangata scorching onto the ball, and it took a while for Chris Kendall to make his mind up, but once he got behind in a position of a viewing advantage, he pointed to the spot, and Halifax's second try in 2 minutes moves them on to double figures and makes it Halifax 10, Barrow 0. And Joe Keys, with his second conversion, has made it 12-0. Well, Halifax, they started running the ball out from the kick-off from inside their own red zone. Passed it through 2 or 3 hands. And then the other end of the field with Tangata touching down almost in the blink of an eye, really. And Salt waits underneath that one. And unlike the last home game where I think Walmsley and Woodburn all collided twice while they were both trying to retrieve the high kick, no problems on this occasion. So Zach McComb, well, looked to have a hand round the neck there from Ellis Gillen, but referee continues play to carry on and continues. So Kavanagh plays it. Brandon Moore to Jouffre. Jouffre brings Dan Murray back on the drop-off ball, but Halifax have got within 8 metres of halfway, but it's the last tackle, and so Joe Keys will look to boot the ball down the field and into touch. 2 metres away from the Barrow line, but it's bounced back inside. It looked for all the world as it was going over the touch line. But Ritson able to collect it to bring it back inside. I'm not sure Barrow would have wanted that, but they're back in their own red zone trying to run the ball out again. All on the back of that terrific kick from Joe Keys. I don't think it'd have been a 40-20. But it's certainly a big kick, and a kick which helped Halifax push the Raiders back into their own red zone. Here they are 5 metres from halfway, trying to make that yardage back up again. Gary Wheeler gets the ball away. It's a 2-on-1. Now then, Shane Toll, Brandon Moore managed to get across and perhaps put off the pass, but it went inside to Jake Carter. Fairbank got back to tackle Carter. It's the last tackle, and Wheeler struggles with it. Wood gets it out wide. There's a 3-on-2 on that far side. It's a problem now, but it's not a problem now because the pass with the line at the mercy of Ritson, but the pass from Jack Croft is judged to have gone forward, and Halifax will probably think they deserve that after that defensive effort from both Brandon Moore and Jacob Fairbank. So Barrow stay scoreless on 17 minutes, and Halifax will run the ball away again. Joe Arundel, good strong run from Arundel over the 20 metre line. Saltonstall gives it to McComb, who's stopped by 3 metres from the Halifax 40. Saltonstall 3 metres from halfway. Halifax returning the ball with interest from inside their own red zone. Fairbank taking the ball from Murray this time. Last tackle back to Jouffre, who'll kick the ball away, and it's swirling about in the wind, but Cresswell able to take it safely, but looks up and sees blue white shirts in front of him, and Murray and Fairbank complete the tackle. Ritson, well, trying to go around the outside the Halifax defence, not going very far, couldn't get the ball away, smothered in the tackle, and no support there anyway. Samet inside. And Dan Murray's in at the third man, made the difference in that tackle. They come across the full width of the field again to the Raiders, but Wheeler's caught with the ball. Halifax following it across. McComb and Jouffre the tacklers. Jake Carter gets his pass away. Barrow just over halfway. Good work from Halifax as it's the last tackle, so it'll go back to Carter for the kick, and he's got some height on it. Saltonstall got safe hands underneath it, gets it away to Woodburn Hall. Well, Halifax taking the risks in their own red zone. Well, Walmsley goes back outside to take the return pass, but runs out of options as he tries to escape the clutches of the Barrow defence. Kavanagh gets 3 metres from the Halifax 40 metre line. Brandon Moore, Fairbank, watch for the pass, here it comes. Jouffre, line past the Garside out to Woodburn Hall, and Woodburn Hall had Jouffre, McComb and Saltonstall hairing up on the right hand side, just couldn't get the kick away. I think Kavanagh tempting the defence, gets it out to Walmsley, and Walmsley throws the ball back in field and keeps it alive. Joe Keys gets it away. Jouffre looking for a second, can't get through the Barrow defence. Halifax though causing all sorts of problems, giving Barrow the run round. Murray gets it back to Keys. Halifax go back to the left hand side with Tangata, who gets it away to Fairbank, and Fairbank kicks out wide, and Toll clears up the danger for Barrow. Well, Jacob Fairbank in the first 20 minutes of this game is playing more like a standoff than a proper loose forward. Passing, kicking, back in defence with the tackling. The rest of his teammates also doing the same. Another good tackle just outside the Barrow 20 metre line. Wood back to Carter, and Carter has to hoof it away again. And James Woodburn-Hall has knocked it back into the in-goal area and will try and run it out, and Carter has chased his kick up. Cresswell has as well, but James Woodburn-Hall thought he might have had a problem there, but he managed to get back and clear it up as Walmsley's taken down, and I think James Woodburn-Hall needs some treatment. Saltonstall going on his own. Kavanagh's already receiving treatment. Titus Guaze on for Dan Murray, and Guaze is off through the middle of the Barrow defence, gets a pass away. McComb with a step, gets it back to Jufrey, over the top to Saltonstall, and Halifax. Well, it's more like the Harlem Globetrotters the way they're throwing the ball about this afternoon, Halifax. Joe Keys to Fairbank, Route 1 this time, into the Barrow Raiders 40 metre area. That one comes off the head, so that will be class as not played. That's the last tackle, so it'll be a turnover. And Barrow will restart on their own 20 metre line. Well, Titus Guaze almost had an immediate impact there. Almost bursting through the Barrow defence. Halifax supporters were celebrating the mistake from Forster there till referee Chris Kennell decided it's pulled out by Halifax hand. So that's the second penalty. 22 minutes gone. Halifax 12, Barrow 0. And one penalty apiece. And Barrow get a rare opportunity in the Halifax half of the field with a full quarter of 6 tackles. Danny Langtree brought down on the 40 metre line. Josh Wood, and this is Samuel Essay on loan from Wakefield. And Willie Poachin coming to see how his loanee players are doing for Barrow Raiders. A knock on just to being committed by James Woodburn-Hall there. We'll take the ball into centre field for the scrum. So even nearer with a full quarter of tackles are the Barrow Raiders. Another big defence needed from the Panthers as Carter tries to go through unsuccessfully. Josh Wood gets it away. Sam Brooks on for the Barrow Raiders. Sam Brooks towards the line. Halifax dragged him over and held him up, so Barrow will have to go back 10 metres. Wood to Samet, trying to conjure something up here. Gives the short pass to SA, and he goes down on the floor 5 metres out. Josh Wood tried from dummy half, realised he couldn't make it, and then got the pass away. Now the long pass out wide has caught Halifax without defenders out wide, and Ritson continues to extend his lead as the top try scorer for the Barrow Raiders. It was a good pass which put Ritson in. Josh Wood going one way then the other, and Samet Got it away to the fullback Cresswell, and Cresswell did well to thread the ball in between two Halifax defenders for Ritson to cut the lead for the Barrow Raiders. Halifax 12, Barrow Raiders 4. Jared Sammett just throwing some grass up in the air to see which way the wind is actually blowing in the stadium. The team talk on the halfway line for the Barrow Raiders, while Jared Sammett looks to half the Halifax lead with his kick. With 15.5 minutes left of the first half. Well, that one would be against a run of play, most of it being in the Barrow half of the field, but Sammett unable to convert. It stays Halifax 12, Barrow 4. Well, Halifax still have a 2-score lead. It was probably a soft try to give away. It was through their own indiscretions and knock on that forced them back into their own red zone, inviting Barrow, giving them an opportunity, and Barrow making full use of it as SA drives the ball forward. Strong run, took 3 to put him down. Carter to Sam Brooks, who's, well, it's lost this time. Will be picked up by Titus Squarzy, and he's off on a sideward stepping run. Takes him back to the 30-metre line, and Tangata makes another 10 metres to edge Halifax nearer that try line, looking for a response. Squarzy to Jouffre, round the back to Woodburn Hall. Zach McComb running out of options, plenty of defenders there for Barrow. Saltonstall moves into acting half. Garside takes the ball up to the Barrow defence and 5 metres away from their try line. Brandon Moore to Keys. Oh, good ball. Jouffre gets away to Woodburn Hall, and Joe Rundle will hit back for Halifax almost immediately. On 28 minutes. Well, anything Barrow can do, Halifax can do just as well as they get the ball away. Jouffre to Woodburn Hall. And Lachlan Walmsley, the first man there to congratulate Joe Arundel on his 3rd try of the season in the blue and white of Halifax, to make it Halifax 16, Barrow Raiders 4. Well, not exactly looking like they can score at will, but certainly looking like the threat is there every time Halifax have the ball. And more from long range than from short range, but Halifax won't matter how they get the points, and Halifax supporters won't matter how the points come. Disappointed conceding a soft try, but making up for it, hitting back and boarding on a 3-score lead. It would have been had Joe Keys been successful with the conversion from the touchline. So a change being made by Halifax. Adam Tangata and Brandon Moore leaving the field. Kyle Wood and Kevin Leroy on for Halifax. One call again. Saltonstall safe hands inside to Guaze. Well, he's had one go, and Guaze, well, he's upset Mossop there. Mossop had a second go. He just brushed him away the first time. Leroy is doing the same as well, and Leroy up to the 40 metre line. Well, Halifax, and particularly the forwards, are in the mood for it today. Jouffre out to Garside. Garside to Saltonstall. Will he get the kick inside? No, he's managed to have the ball relieved from his grip by an arm of a Barrow player, just clutching at straws, but managed to get managed to force the ball out of Saltonstall's grasp. It was a good pass from Garside, but it's Gary Wheeler who managed to get back and force the error from Saltonstall, and then Halifax give away a penalty which puts them defending back in their own half, with Wheeler stood with the ball 3 metres inside the Halifax half. SA, certainly not the effect that Guaze has had on two of his runs. And here come Barrow again with Anton Iaria, looking for a way through and making metres too easy. Sam Brooks again causing Halifax a little bit discomfort in defence. Cresswell gets it away. Wheeler goes back on the inside and will drop the shoulder and try stepping the Halifax defence, but 3 men put an end to Wheeler's run. Now Brooks again. Will he go on his own? Well, the ball's gone to ground. This has been picked up and there's an error and a knock on, says Chris Kendall, which Halifax will be glad of, and it's Samet, probably the man most likely to come up with something a little bit different, but not on that occasion. He went close but lost the ball as he were putting it down. So come back for a scrum on the 10 metre line. Halifax head and feed. Players moving across to this side of the field, and off they go again. Halifax passing the ball in the red zone. Woodburn Hall to Zach McComb. He makes it up to the 20 metre line. Kyle Wood gets it away to Garside, and Garside, well, Nathan Mossop is going to get a bit fed up of being pushed off the ball. This is struggling to defend these Halifax runs is Mossop. That's twice he's been swatted away. Keys back inside. Woodburn Hall 22 metres away from the line, and Kendall said he's knocked on. Oh, well, Jared Samet forced it from his grip. Either way, another good attack comes to nothing. Halifax still keen to keep the ball moving and keep the passes flowing. Well, I think the way Woodburn Hall was falling might have made it a little bit difficult for him to keep hold of the ball. Samet, the man that made the tackle. And they won't want to go any further behind with just under 7 minutes to go. And Garside onto SA, and then Guaze is in, and McComb. Working hard. Sam Brooks, who's the man that's caused problems for the Halifax defence. Well, Kyle Wood went for the intercept, then didn't get to it. Langtree got the ball, but Kyle Wood seemed to have touched it, according to referee Chris Kendall. So 6 more tackles, and Sam Brooks will have another go. And this time he's put down with no chance of releasing the ball. Mossop just inside the Halifax half. Strong run. Halifax need to be wary of the threat. Gary Wheeler it was, And Samet gets the pass away to Jared Stack, one Australian to another, and Stack caught. Here comes Carter, gets his pass away. Halifax back on their own line, tackles in the bag. Carter goes on his own for the line and can't get over, but Halifax have been penalised for an offside. Well, a choice to be made here. Do they go to cut the lead to 10 points or do they go for glory? Well, they're going for glory. Danny Langtree's stopped a metre away from the Halifax line. Mossop to Carter. Samet lost himself at the Halifax line with a big sidestep, but the defence is there. And Samet has felt the impact of that. It was a big hit on him, I think, by Ben Kavanagh. And that's had the desired effect on the Barrow star player. Went forward and it was Kavanagh and Leroy. Leroy, second man in. The initial impact was from Ben Kavanagh. And it's left Jared Samet on his back, and he's there could be a bad sign for Barrow if Samet was to go off. He's gone down on the floor and hasn't really moved since. Medical staff around him. Just under 5 minutes left in the first half. And Halifax so far so good, leading 16 points to 4, courtesy of tries from Louis Jouffre, Adam Tangata and Joe Arundel. Just 2 conversions for Joe Keys. Couldn't find the mark from the far touchline. Ritson inevitably the try scorer for the Barrow Raiders, making him 12 tries for the season in 11 games. So that's a pretty good strike rate. At least it doesn't look good for Jared Samet, the stretcher coming on for the Australian. Well, it's a tough old game, and Jared Samet has felt the full weight of Ben Kavanagh's tackle and has been left on the floor and a stretcher on to help Samet from the field. And he hasn't even moved since he went down. They've not tried to move him. There's been no attempt by Samet to move, I don't think, of his own accord. And so play stops. Well, ultimately Jared Samet looks like he's going to be leaving the field. Well, nobody likes to see anybody leaving the field under these circumstances. But taking a long time to make sure Samet gets off the field safely and comfortably as he can. Well, it looks like he's come for a neck brace, so there's obviously this might be a bigger problem than at first thought. It's a neck injury. You can understand why they haven't tried to move him. The doctor out there. And the medical staff taking all the precautions. It looks like Jared Samet could be leaving the Shay in the back of an ambulance rather than the Barrow Raiders team coach. Halifax players continuing their movement with warm-ups. Barrow Raiders deep in conversation. Most of the players deep in conversation. And even more medical support needed for Samet, so it must be quite serious if that's the case. And again, he's not moved since he went down on the floor, and the medical staff have been very careful in how they get Samet onto the stretcher and off the field. And now Barrow have decided to continue with warm-up routines just to keep the muscles flexed. Always bad to see, but they've got Samet on the stretcher. Well, they've got him half on the stretcher. Seems to have taken a while to perform this, so they're obviously being extremely careful with the injury. Well, there'll be a decision to make for Paul Crary as to what to do to shuffle his side round. I think Josh Wood will possibly go to scrum half. There's no doubt about it that Jared Samet is a talented player. Almost scored a try that brought Barrow back into the game, but certainly a man that can change a game if needed. But it doesn't look like that opportunity is going to rise in the second half of this game, or the remaining 5 minutes of the first half. And it looks like Jared Samet will take no further part. And this game will be a miracle if he does when they're taking him off in the way that they are. It's been a long stoppage. And finally, I think they're ready to try and take Jared Samet for the field. I really do hope that's not how his career will end, and I think most people will feel the same about that. 35-year-old, it's not the wrong end of his career, but well, it looks bad. And the Halifax supporters responding with a round of applause for Jared Samet as he leaves the field. We put the bodies on the line in this sport to entertain people, and sometimes it doesn't always work. It was a crunching tackle from Ben Kavanagh that left Jared Samet on the floor. Well, he's coming off the... I think the thumb is up, is it? As a sign of appreciation while play continues. And there's an opportunity. Cresswell had two outside him. Halifax had the defending markers across, so Cresswell deciding to go on his own. Wheeler inside to Danny Langtree. And Leroya is screaming for defenders to move across to the other side of the field, which is where the ball's going, and there might be problems. Again, Ritson on the outside, and Jack Croft goes for the line, but Halifax had the numbers there. Oh, and that one caught out again. Jared Stack going over. Halifax caught without putting a hand on the man, and it was a neat little pass inside. After Jack Croft had gone close, last tackle, there's plenty of Halifax players stood there, but the perfect pass looked like it was going to be a long pass. Jared Stack running the lines on the short angle, receiving the pass, and again Barrow, well, they've barely been in the Halifax half, but again they've made it count and they've been there and come away with a second try. And Jared Stack, the Australian second row. Was at his third West Cumbrian club, having played for Whitehaven and Workington previously. There's a bit of a coaching session going on there with Paul Clary, the Barrow coach, on the field, discussing options with Gary Wheeler. And without Jared Stack, Barrow probably struggling for another kicker. Jake Carter's attempt missing the target, so it remains at 16-8, still a two-score game. So with the time that remains 2.5 minutes, can Halifax respond as they did to that last Barrow try? Well, credit to Barrow for staying in this game, considering the territorial advantage that Halifax have had in this first half. And Essay spinning out of tackles. Guaze finally wrestles him to the ground. On loan player from Wakefield. And they're looking to this right hand side again. Wheeler on the outside, and that one disappearing in touch, and Halifax may have an opportunity with 1 minute 37 left on the clock. They're not in a rush to put the six together on the spot to try and get the clock stopped. And Barrow are certainly in no rush, knowing that 16-8, that they're still in the game. And if it remains like that till half time, it will give them hope for the second half. Joe Keys to Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall out to Walmsley, and Halifax have it back immediately again to a Barrow score. And that settles the nerves again for Halifax. Lachlan Walmsley. Good work by Woodburn Hall drawing the defenders in. And Walmsley into the corner. Well, the pitches get faster. I'm sure Walmsley will be a benefactor of better conditions, as already proved there. But the plaudits there go to James Woodburn Hall as well, the Halifax fullback. Came into the line, drew Jack Croft. Ritson was in two minds as to what to do. He got drawn into the inside, leaving Walmsley on the outside to race over the line. Touched the ball down. Joe Keys with a conversion attempt from the touch line again. So as he found his, he set his mark with the first one and find the target with the second. We're going to find out. No, he's failed with that one, but Halifax 20 points to 8 at half time. Jufrey, the first of the Halifax try scorers, and then Tangata barging over. Two tries, conversions from Joe Keys. 12-0. Halifax looked comfortable and were bossing the game, but then a rare visit from Barrow into the Halifax red zone. Saw Ritson go over after a great pass, but that no Halifax defender could put a hand on him. And then Arundel hit back almost immediately to make it 16 points to 4. Joe Keys unable to convert from the touchline. And then Barrow made another visit into the Halifax red zone, and it was Jared Stack who was on the end of a perfect pass again, untouched by the Halifax defence. And then deja vu as Walmsley responded immediately to the points that Barrow had scored, with James Woodburn Hall breaking through, drawing the defence. Walmsley in at the corner, no stopping him. Halifax 12 points up at half time, but Barrow will not be shaken off just yet. Halifax will be looking to finish the job in the second half at half time at the Shay. Halifax 20, Barrow Raiders 8. Ready to recommence, with Halifax leading 20 points to 8 from the first half. And that's a good hit to start the second half. The initial contact with Fairbank finished off by Laroya and Guaze. Well, two lapses in concentration. Of course, Halifax 2 tries that have allowed Barrow probably to hope there's still something in this game for them, trailing by 12 points. Halifax, to their credit, have counteracted them lapses with instant replies. And the sun breaks out again. Barrow just over halfway and almost up to the Halifax 40. Still with tackles in the bag. They go to the short left hand side with Wheeler. Wheeler's knocked over by Guaze and then finished off the second attempt, so he can't make any further progression. Sam Brooks caused all sorts of problems in the first half with his running. Last tackle, we're going this time to Carter, who goes to the corner. Woodburn Hall comes for it. It's a bit of basketball stuff going on there. Barrow trying to keep it alive. Woodburn Hall got high on the jump, but Ball came back Barrow's way, but they couldn't take any advantage from it. And it'll be turned over. 8 metres out from the Halifax line. Halifax playing towards the south stand. In the second half and gifting Barrow possession again. There are some Barrow supporters here, just making the presence known. There's Charlie Emsley, who's come on at half time. Cresswell to Wood, Wood to Jared Stack. Halifax alert to the threat so far, but for how long? Sam Brooks can't get the pass away. Halifax managing to hold him out. Essay short into the line. The ball has gone up above the head, but the post just stopping Halifax, taking the Wakefield on forward over the line, and another big charge this time from Langtree, and Halifax managing to hold out till the last tackle. And where's the pass coming from this time? Well, it's not this time. Cresswell has got his boot to it, and referee has decided to give Barrow 6 more tackles. Langtree again. Langtree almost through the defence there. Jouffre and Garside doing enough to stop him. Cresswell to Wood. Oh, and there's a mistake, and now there's a chance. Arundel gives it to Walmsley. Walmsley not fast enough to get away from Ritson, but they're down to 12 men in defence while Ritson gets to his feet, and there's still Barrow players coming back. Well, Glazier gets the ball out. Zach McComb gets dumped on his back. Titus Guazier's just managed to get back to his feet. Looks a little ruffled by that last tackle. Keys to Woodburn all through the defence, gets it away. Arundel to Walmsley, and there'll be another try this time for Walmsley. Well, Ritson was nowhere in sight for that one, and Halifax go over again. Well, it's not a response to a Barrow score this time, thankfully, but coming to the short side, Joe Keys, James Woodburn all, that seems to be his favourite move, that dropping his shoulder, going through the defence. Arundel and Walmsley looked as though they were on the way earlier in that tackle count, but they made no mistake about this time, as Lachlan Walmsley goes over for a second try of the afternoon. And Halifax extend their lead after some scary moments in their own half when Barrow were looking like they were just going to claw their way back into this game a bit, but Halifax managing to keep them out and respond by going upfield, not for the first time this afternoon, and posting another 4 points, with Lachlan Walmsley stretching the lead. Halifax 24, Barrow 8 rather, and Joe Keys off the touchline again, and he's not found the mark. He's having trouble from the touchline today, Joe Keys. Thankfully for Halifax, they may not matter in the end. Obviously they're better with a conversion and another 2 points, but an off day. A 16-point lead, 24-8. Panthers lead the Raiders here at the Shay. Cresswell's kick, that one going long and deep. Walmsley underneath, it gives it inside to Dan Murray, and Dan Murray allowed to bring it back over the Halifax 10 metre line in their red zone. Kyle Wood to Leroya. Kevin Leroya is stopped by 4 Barrow defenders. Guaze will drive the ball up and still pumping the legs and still going forward. Leroya again with his second run of this set, 3 metres from halfway. And Halifax making steady progress back towards. Oh, Kyle Wood almost had the defence full there. Just couldn't get the pass away. Probably didn't want to risk it while it was being flung round. Jouffre, well, not the best of kicks from Jouffre, but he's chasing it up to make sure that Barrow don't get any advantage from it. Tackle just beyond 10 metres out from the Barrow line. Ritson, well, trying to force his way out of a tight situation there, trying to take the ball away to help out the forwards, but not getting too far. There's a run that's made some metres for Barrow. Brooks looking to cause problems again. Last tackle just outside Halifax 40. It's another one in the air for Woodburn Hall to chase and take, and Woodburn Hall has got the ball. He's got away from 3 defenders. Saltonstall had Walmsley supporting him, but just wasn't within the passing distance. Might have gone forward and he tried to release the ball. Played safely and keep hold of it. And here comes Joe Keys again, causing problems for the Raiders defence, but Josh Wood brings him down. Kavanagh, well, he's attracted 4 defenders to him, and it's all work that's taking its toll on these Raiders defenders. Murray, he goes in, and again there's 3 defenders needed. It's emptying the defensive petrol tank of this Raiders side. Leroya goes past Sam Brooks. Last tackle. Halifax 25 metres out. Can they conjure something up from here? Kyle Wood looking to this short side again. Woodburn Hall gets it back, and well, it could have been any one of 3 there. It could have been Jouffre or Murray, but it's Kyle Wood. James Woodburn Hall had a leg injury on the way through. It looked like nothing on. Kyle Wood looking to this left hand side. Keys turns it back inside to Woodburn Hall. Well, I'm not sure if he just twisted his ankle on the way through. Didn't look to be anything malicious in the tackle, but managed to get the ball away to Kyle Wood. Well, they had a whole support team there with Murray and Jouffre, but it's Kyle Wood who's possibly put the game certainly assisted in putting the game beyond the Raiders now. And Joe Keys will be I think he'll be glad to be stood in front of the post for this one. Surely he's not going to miss with this one. That's some difficult ones, but that one easy for Joe Keys. Well, the lead gets bigger than for Halifax. The hill gets steeper for Barrow to climb. 22 points the difference now. Halifax Panthers 8 at 30. Barrow Raiders 8. Same kick-off again to Walmsley. Same pass inside again to Guaze. And Guaze really testing the Barrow Raiders defence again. 3 and 4 defenders in, and they're just looking to wear out this Barrow defence. And even Walmsley managing to push on through the defensive tacklers and make extra inches and metres with the ball, with the forwards around him. James Woodburn all receiving attention again. Jouffre to the outside, gets Saltonstall away. Saltonstall puts the ball inside and Jouffre will kick over the top. There's he's been forced out into touch as Jouffre, but there was a possible or potential coming together in Jouffre and Cresswell then, which may just slow Jouffre down. Kicks over the top, Cresswell. Well, he stands his ground as Cresswell, which is allowed to. Jouffre couldn't just get to it. But Halifax turned the ball over on the Barrow 10-metre line. So James Saltonstall has dropped to full-back, with James Woodburn all looking like he's played his last part in this game, limping off the field. Obviously he thought he could carry on, but Sam Brooks has put it down this time, and that is what happens when players become tired, when they've had to defend a lot. Langtree is off the field receiving attention. Anton Ayaria will come back onto the field. Anton Ayaria play for the Penrith Panthers in the New South Wales Cup. Oh, there's a massive overlap there. Chances for Halifax. In again, another try. Oh, well, it's all good. Barrow are tiring. Halifax are getting stronger, feeding off the fatigue that's now troubling this Barrow side. Jouffre off to the right of the scrum. Barber the dunny runner. Saltonstall out to McComb, and McComb enough to get round Cresswell and get the ball down on the corner, in the corner. Zach McComb adds his name to an ever-growing try-scoring list on 64 minutes. Poor Joe Keys has got to try and convert from the touchline again. 7 tries now Halifax have. So just 3 conversions for Joe Keys. The second highest point scorer in the championship, Joe Keys. And this time he's given it a whack, but it still missed the target, so Halifax will need to get a bit nearer the post this afternoon for Joe Keys. More than capable of kicking them off the touchline, but that's 4 from out wide that have not hit the target. But at 34 points to 8 for the Panthers, those 6 points are not going to make a difference. And a penalty for a push try. The short kick-off didn't come off. Well, clutching at straws a bit now are the Barrow Raiders to try and get the ball, to try and get an opportunity, but no luck with a short kick-off, and Halifax will be looking to take full advantage. Not so far out from where they scored the last try. This begin the next set of 6. Joe Keys disappearing under 3 Barrow defenders. Guaze, and another powerful run by Titus Guaze. Back to the left-hand side. This is where Halifax are reaping the rewards, and Saltonstall links in from full-back, and he's just caught on his attempt to get through the line. Kavanagh. Tackled by Jared Stack. Nice touch on from Keys. Well, he's given a forward pass. It was a clever attempt by Walmsley to get the ball back inside. Maybe Arundel might have made the line. But Halifax will come back to defend from a 20-metre restart. Still with that 34.8 lead, which looked like being extended. Halifax hoping for a third match with 40 plus points from the last 4. With 18 minutes remaining, there's every chance they might get them unless they shut up shop. But they don't look in the mood to do that, the way they're keeping the ball alive, throwing it about. Barrow have managed to get up into the Halifax half. Brooks keeps hold of it this time. That's the 4th tackle, and they're on the Halifax 20. Forster to Carter. Well, Barrow have done well to get to 10 metres away from the Halifax line. Have they got another play that may bring more points for them? Forster. Oh, they have, because Josh Wood somehow gets onto Forster's pass, which wasn't the best. And a third try where Barrow have managed to go over virtually unopposed. Forster's pass goes away. Wood had to reach down to collect it, but managed to take it off his bootlaces to post Barrow's third try. I don't think it'll be the greatest of comebacks from the Barrow Raiders, who managed to get into double figures. Panthers 34, Raiders 12. And no problems with the boot for Jake Carter with that one. And Carter, the Raiders number 14, takes Barrow on to 14 points for the match. The lead reduced to 20 points. So midway through the second half, Halifax won't be shutting up shop now. And will there be a repeat of the previous 2 tries? Well, there might be, because Forster got up and tried to push Kevin Leroy off the ball, and Chris Kendall took a dim view of that, gave Halifax a penalty. Only the second penalty they've had. Barrow have only had 3. It's been a low penalty count, but will it be another high score count for Halifax as Murray gets to within 3 metres? Halifax looking for another 40-point haul. Joe Keys to Leroy, not fooling the defence there with a short pass. Looked like he was going long. Kyle Wood, here we go, left hand side again. Kavanagh brought down. Barrow have shifted players across to their right hand defence, which has been the weak part of their game this afternoon, as Garside gets it away to Saltonstall, and Saltonstall attracts 3 defenders to him 10 metres out from the Barrow line. Wood to Merritt. Well, there's acres of space on this side, and Walmsley tried to get in again. Lost himself at the line. Well, could have been a hat-trick for Lachlan Walmsley. There's still time, of course, for him to achieve that. And could have had it a few minutes ago when he had to try and keep the ball alive in desperation. But starting to show signs of why he was the Championships Entertainer of the Year last year. Well, Shane Toll tries to run the ball out of defence for the Raiders. Sam Brooks hasn't given a hope yet. Good strong run by Sam Brooks. Takes him to the Barrow 30-metre line. Ayaria causing problems. Halifax having trouble getting to the legs of the Raiders loose forward. Mossop flattened by Guaze. Trying to appeal for a penalty. Well, he gets one eventually. I don't know how long Chris Gedlin's intended to look at that, but seemed a long time in blowing the whistle. Carter kicks for touch at the far side. And Barrow back within range of that Halifax line, trailing 34-14. And Wheeler plays it to himself. Has a run at the Halifax defence. Carter offloads to Emsley. He's put down, but Barrow edging close to that line. Barrow know how easy it appears to score when they get near the line. Wood's got it out. Cresswell will go for the corner, and Cresswell's gone over. Joe Key's been pushed off the tackle, and nothing Arundel could do to stop the full-back Luke Cresswell from forcing his way over. Well, basic rugby passing along the line. Missed one man out. Cresswell managed to get underneath Keys. And Arundel tried but couldn't succeed in stopping the Raiders full-back from posting a fourth try for the Raiders. Cutting the lead back to 16 points. Panthers 34, Raiders 18. Carter looking to add another 2 on. Well, he's pulled it wide to the right hand side, so it'll stay at 34-18. Well, Barrow will still think there is a glimmer of hope. Joe Keys opts for the long kick. Ritson underneath it. Brings it back 12 metres. Good kick return with interest from Ritson. Halifax trying to move up quickly. Well, the last thing they want is Barrow in the red zone again. After giving away easy. Here we go. Halifax possession. They'll come back to where this ball was dropped. There's no advantage. And an opportunity perhaps for a response. Back to this, attacking this right hand Barrow defence again with Saltonstall. Brought down 2 metres outside the Raiders red zone. Walmsley will pick up and go from dummy half, making the defence work again. Lachlan Walmsley drawing defenders in, looking to make some space. Joe Keys to Guaze. Well, Cresswell, not the biggest of players, down low on Guaze there. Keys to Arundel. Has he got the strength this time? No, says the referee. Yes, they're the Halifax supporters, but Barrow managing to put bodies underneath. And Halifax will come back to the 10 metre line. Well, I don't know how they stopped Arundel there. Kendall went to have a look. Halifax supporters thought it had gone down, and Guaze runs back against the sliding defence. 10 metres out. Kyle Wood, Brandon Moore, Jouffre, Saltonstall kicks to the outside. I'm not sure that was the best idea, but Halifax turned the ball over 2 metres out from the Raiders line. But they've got to make sure that the tackles are made to keep Barrow near their own line, and they've come away 10 metres already. Emsley gets over the 20. And Barrow spreading the ball about now with Josh Wood. Well, still making progress. It's hard yards. Kick away from Carter again, and Saltonstall goes across field to cover it, gives it to McComb. Not massive advantage, but McComb makes another 10 metres back towards that Barrow line. Ed Barber will drive it forward, and Barber will get over the 40 metre line. Tackled by Brooks. Warmley goes from dummy half again. Ball comes loose, and Ed Barber and Josh Wood having a bit of a disagreement as Chris Kendall took a while to decide the offence at that last loss of possession. Well, it's Halifax's advantage. They'll continue their attack on the Barrow defence. Gets out to Saltonstall, who had support outside with McComb, but he couldn't get the pass away to him. Garside, well, trying to drive his way forward. Barrow defenders trying to stop him. Garside stays on his feet. Joe Keys, Jouffre, Kavanagh with Woods going round the legs. Best way to stop him. Brave from Woods going downstairs. Quasi still going forward. 3 defenders round him. Iaria up slow from the play of the ball. Keys gets it to Arundel. A turnover, I think. Arundel got clattered then. It might have been a forward pass. Not what the Halifax supporters saw anyway, as they're booing that decision from Chris Kendall. So the scrum goes down 10 metres out from the Barrow line, fed by Wood. Off the back of the scrum into supporting hands safely, Cresswell. I thought he was going to get round Guaze then, but Guaze thought different and brought him down. Emsley to the 30 metre line. And Forster threatening to bust through the middle. I don't think he'd gone too far if he had. Sam Brooks gets to the 40 metre line in the Halifax half of the field. It's the last tackle. Halifax 34, Barrow 18, 8.5 minutes to go. Saltonstall safe underneath it again. Give it to Walmsley, and Walmsley with a step brings it back 10 metres. McComb, well, picking on Stack and Forster, probably not the wisest thing to do. Dan Murray foraging metres as he goes forward. Wood, Jouffre gets the pass away. Almost lost the pass then, but somehow keeping hold of it and managed to stay on his feet. Halifax 5 metres inside the Barrow half, forcing the kick again on the last tackle. Jouffre chasing it through. Cresswell got the ball. And a big round of applause for Titus Guaze, who's run some hard yards up the middle of the field this afternoon for Halifax. As his rest of his teammates, of course, but he certainly put a lot of effort in. And now Halifax, the game petering out a little bit now with just less than 7 minutes to go. It's Barrow surely can't cut into eliminate a 16-point lead in 6.5 minutes, especially now as they're giving the ball back to Halifax. McComb to Saltonstall. And Walmsley, well, perhaps expecting a pass, but it was still a long way off then. McComb takes it over the 40 metre line. Walmsley shows the ball and then goes and manages to pop it up. Halifax will gain a little bit more metre advantage from that 15 metre extra run by Joe Keys after Walmsley managed to hold the ball up. Kyle Wood to Jacob Fairbank. Fairbank takes Halifax almost up to the Barrow 20 metre line. Due for a great ball, Saltonstall round the back. And another try for Halifax. Zach McComb, I think he's on the far side. Arundel at the play of the ball. Fairbank charging it up. And Halifax, well, will they get to 40 with Joe Keys outside? Jouffre supplying Saltonstall, Ed Barber, and then McComb. And Zach McComb gets his second try of the afternoon. It leaves Halifax on the verge of another big points haul. 40 points against Whitehaven and Workington. Will they complete the triple this afternoon against Barrow Raiders? And Joe Keys, that's a little bit easier for him. It's 2 metres in from touch this time. So can Joe Keys find the target with this one. And he has found the target, as you can tell by the cheers of the Halifax crowd. Well, not the best afternoon, but Halifax are comfortable. And he's finally got one over from a difficult angle, 2 metres in from the touchline. Halifax Panthers 14, Barrow Raiders 18. And a high lofted kick, looking for the advantage of the wind and giving away a penalty. Jared Stack caught by Saltonstall, and I think both were wanting to carry on the action on their own then, but the referee deciding on the penalty, pulling the players apart, and Esbey will take the first run for the Barrow Raiders. Well, Barrow looking for the last word. It's the Brooks again that's causing problems. Oh no, sorry, it's Iaria that time. This is Sam Brooks. We'll take Barrow back close to the line. Woods with a pass to Jared Stack this time, but Stack turned round twice then to face away from his own post. Esbey, the dummy runner. Josh Woods gets the long pass away. Carter fires a pass out, and Halifax bring down Charlie Emsley 8 metres away. Sam Brooks. Well, he's taking the long way around, is Sam Brooks, but he's only taking the wrong way around into a blind alley of Halifax defenders who put him down on the floor. Wood against Keys. Keys gets back to have a second event with second go at Wood with a couple of his teammates. Carter with a drop-off ball. Emsley again, head down, trying to drive through the Halifax defence. 2 minutes left. Last tackle for the Barrow Raiders. Carter, well, could be an interception. Well, Arundel's picked it up. Walmsley was looking to kick the ball downfield. Well, Saltonstall.
And this afternoon's attendance is 1,627. 1627. Thank you.
Well, 1,627 people. Watch Halifax gain another victory, which will put them back in the mix for the top 65, depending on other results. And that's a wasted passes that, as Iaria tries to go away, but he loses it as well, and then that's another penalty to Barrow. 5-2, the advantage in the penalty count to the Cumbrian side, but that's the only advantage they've had this afternoon, because Halifax have been the dominant side for most of this game, letting some tries into, well, good passes, but Halifax's defence left flat-footed, where normally on the goal line it's been pretty good, but at the end it'll show they've conceded 18 points, 16 of which have been 4 tries, and they could be on for another one here, could Barrow. And what's the chances? Jack Croft going over, not this time. 20 seconds left on the clock, and the ball's come loose, and that's another penalty from Chris Kendall for the Barrow Raiders, with 6 seconds left on the clock. There might just be one more tackle. They might not even get to that. Well, Halifax will hold Barrow up at the end of the game. And another 40 points surely means that 4 wins in a row. Halifax are now finding the form, especially on the firmer grounds. Walmsley could have had a hat-trick but scored 2. One either side of half-time. Kyle Wood also going over, and Joe Keys on a poor return rate for his kicking made it 30 points to 8. McComb going over on this near side of the field, making 34 points to 8. Another conversion from the touchline that Joe Keys was unable to put over, but they wouldn't go away, and it was another Wood that scored a try. Josh Wood, after Samet had left the field, moved to scrum half, which Carter converted 34-14, and then Cresswell managed to get over to make it Panthers 34, Barrow Raiders 18. But that was the end of the Barrow Raiders scoring and the end of their comeback. And despite their efforts, McComb went over again in the right hand corner. Well, a couple of metres in from touchline, and Joe Keys finally found the target to edge Halifax into another 40 points. Scoreline, it was Halifax 40, Barrow Raiders 18. Dominant performance by Halifax. They go to Newcastle next week, knowing that if they continue in this form, then they're going to be into the top 6 and wrestling with the rest come the end of the season. Well, it looks like Halifax finally on the way. Big win against a Cumbrian side for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. Halifax post 40 points against Cumbrian opposition, and another night for celebration for Halifax fans, supporters, coaching staff and players. Final score: Halifax 40, Barrow Raiders 18.